Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing? Good morning, Charles. How are you, brother? Charles, you can join me on in the Telegram stream, so we can chat. You won't have the delay on YouTube. Alright, before we start, today there will be probably no trades. I'll let you know that right off the bat. My name is Corey. If this is your first time here, hit that like and subscribe button. Today we will be going through my strategy and how I use it, how I read charts, how I put up my setups. I think this is a very important day today. I'm going to be revealing all of my strategies, how I watch charts, how I look at charts. So today's going to be more important than the other days. Today you're going to learn how I trade, and possibly you can learn something on your own, so you can trade on your own. I don't expect everyone to trade like me. Everyone has their own strategy. Most important thing about trading is finding a strategy that works for you. And today I'm going to show you my strategy, how I read charts. Today we're going to have Charles here with me. I'm going to ask Charles if you are able to unmute so we can chat. And everyone else in the Telegram group, please stay muted. Prophecy, please stay muted. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, mate. And yourself? You good?
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.
Good, good. Just before you get started, I'm just double check. I mean, I'm all set up, basically 200 MA, 50, 20. So, you know, whether it's EMA or MA, the general result's not going to be that much different. The numbers might be slightly different, but it's a general idea.
All right, so you know that I'm streaming on YouTube, so I am gonna go through the basics. You already know what mostly how I trade. You've been here with us in the Telegram group for since the beginning, since 2020. Yeah. So the initial part you're already gonna know what I'm gonna talk about, but just bear with me and we'll go into to what you really want to hear. But since I'm recording this and I don't want to do this multiple times with multiple people, I think it was just easier for me to stream it today and just recommend the video to other people whoever else wants to watch it in the future. So basically, we all know the MAs that I use. So on my, let me pull this over here on MT5. On MT5, I use multiple MAs. They all have their. I use each MA for every instrument, or each instrument and each time frame. So the MAs are usually used for finding patterns. That's how I trade. I find patterns in the markets, and that's how I take my trades. The MAs that I use the 9 EMA, I use the 20 EMA, I use the 21 MA, I use the 50 MA, and the 200 MA. That's just what works for me. Doesn't mean it's correct, or it doesn't mean that it will work 100%, but that's what I use, and that's what works for me. And that's what's important for everyone that trades, is finding something that works for you. So basically, what we're gonna go through today is how I set up my charts. So here on TradingView, what I use is the 50 MA, the 200 MA, and the 20 EMA. Those are the most important for me. Time frames that I like to watch: the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, for higher time frames to see what's happening in general in the markets. then we'll use the 15 or the 5 to find entries. I'm gonna use a different chart so we can start from the beginning. Let's go with advantage. Get rid of this. All right, so black line is 20 EMA. 50 MA is the blue, the light blue, and the dark blue is a 200 MA. What I usually do when I'm starting off, open up the daily. I usually do this on the beginning of the week, so on Mondays, and define what trends we have happening. So right here, we can see on the daily, Nasdaq. Quickly create some trend lines.
You're on the 15 there, wasn't it?
I'm on the daily. This is the daily.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Alright. So you can do either this way, the way I'm doing it now, which is the manual channel. Find the highs, the lows, and that's basically the trend. Or there's another way, which is this right here, which is 2 lines. You can find that over here, parallel channel, and it will create it for you. So you pull up 1, and this will be more exact. And pull it down, and that's more exact. As you can see, my lines were pretty much on point. I've been doing it for a long time, so they should be on point. After that, we can see there was a break of channel on the daily on Nasdaq. And now what are we looking for? New trend, right? So we'll create a new trend here. Again, you can do this, and it will do the work for you. And once again, my lines are on point. All right. So we can see that we're in we finally broke the bullish trend. Looks like we're moving into a new bearish trend. So what do we do from here? From here, we want to find liquidity areas. Daily is most important for liquidity areas. In the liquidity areas, what do we usually do? We mark them. We mark the wicks, bottom wick here, and this will be a liquidity zone. Most times, liquidity zones want to be tested and broken through. As you can see, it happened here. I'll go on further on later on what I do with those liquidity zones. But right now, these are the liquidity zones that we're watching. When one is broken, they usually try and go for the next one. So we have a wick here. So if this would break, well, we also have a channel, so we have to watch out for that channel. And we have liquidity zones up here. If I'm going too fast, please let me know, Charles.
No, absolutely fine.
Alright. So this is what's next, liquidity zones. These are the zones we want to be watching. From here. We can go to the 4 hour and do the same thing. Either we refine our liquidity zones, or we create new ones for the day, for today. Let's go over here. You can either do this with the 4 hour or the 1 hour. I'll do it with the 4 hour. So we have a liquidity zone here. I'm going to change the color so I know that this is not a daily zone. It's just a 4 hour. So I'll change this to blue. So most likely we'll be looking for a retest at least to this liquidity zone for today. Either that or to the upside. We have a liquidity zone here we want to watch. One here, one here. Most important right now is this one. So because we bounce off the bottom of the channel, we're most likely could perform a double bottom, the bottom of the channel, and then after that look to go bullish to the upside. That's what I would be looking for right now. So these are the liquidity zones we're watching. We can go down the 1 hour, see if there's any more that we want to mark. Not too many wicks on the 1 hour. Zoom in a bit. I like this over here. There's a lot of wicks over here. So in case we break here, we're looking for liquidity zone up here. At least for today. Alright, so right now we can see we're zoom out. We're stuck in a channel, downward channel at the moment. We bounce off the bottom, which also created a liquidity zone, which could be tested today, retested today, make a double bottom from the bottom of the channel. And we can go down to now where the MAs come in. So MAs come in here. I always mark my circles. So the 20 EMA is always the most important for me. This is going to determine where we're going to go today. If I'm going to be buying or if I'm going to be selling. It's always on the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame. I always like to mark it. Below this 20 EMA, I'm looking for sales. Above it, I'm looking for buys. Let's mark the other ones as well. So I go to the 4 hour. I also mark the 20 EMA because those are usually targets during the day. 20 EMAs are always targets I'm looking for. Those that have already worked with me, that have been in the Telegram group, know how important these circles are for me. Right, Charles?
Yep. Yep, just marking it up as we speak.
Alright. So the 20 EMA is always the most important for me. Those are the targets for the day. And of course, that MA is going to be moving during the day, and we will have to adjust accordingly as it moves. So, daily, 20 MA, mark that. 4 hour, drop to the 4 hour, make it a little bit smaller, push it forward. We don't want it behind us, we want it in front of us. And again, make it smaller, but leave it in the same spot. 4 hour. Leave it there. So at the moment we can see that the 4 hour and the 1 hour are very close together. If we push bullish, these are the targets that we're going to be looking for. So we're going to be looking for this one. We have to break out of this 1 hour to go for the 4 hour. I'm going to push it up just a bit. Right now it looks like we're going bearish. So at the moment we can see we're in a daily liquidity zone. We're in the red. We're under the 20 EMA, which would mean we were looking for sells. And candle just opened 15 minutes ago. So at the moment, at this point, I would probably be looking for a sell. Why? Because I'm under the 20 EMA on the 1 hour. Liquidity zone is also being broken, and that we have a liquidity zone down here, which is blue, which is hourly or 4 hour liquidity zone. So at this point, what we could be doing is looking for a sell. We have supports. I always look for 1-to-1s. Minimum 1-to-1s. So I want to give it some room. Below the wick. Let's look at the 15 real quick. All right. So this is where we start looking for entry. I would start looking for entries. There, I can see there's a support. Let's zoom in so we can see it better. we can see there's support here. Why is it support? One touch, and bounce, another touch and bounce, another touch and bounce. So if we're looking for a sell, we're gonna want it to be under the support. Again, this is just the way I trade. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just what's works for me. So at least would be at least what I'm looking for, 1-to-1. I usually for 100 pip trades on indices on Nasdaq or US 30. So I would go for 1-for-1. And right off the bat, I can tell you right now that if it breaks up above the 1 hour 20 MA, then I'm probably wrong. So I wouldn't be holding it all the way up to 100 pip stop loss. I would be keeping these MAs in mind. So I would probably be pulling it to like here. So it would be like 1.4 risk ratio. Why would I be wrong? Because it would be above the 20 MA, and remember, above 20 MA on the hourly, that means we're probably going to be bullish. And that would also mean that we're probably going to go to the top of the liquidity zone. So there's no point in me holding above this stop loss. All right. So we went through how we initially set up our charts. Go to the daily, create the channels. Then we do the liquidity zones, which are the wicks. This is just a quick summary. So the liquidity zones on the daily are the wicks. We already went through that. Red, red. Drop down to the 4 hour. Also the wicks. 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 This one can even be pulled up a little bit higher. And wicks to the bottom. Should be adjusted. MAs, we already went through those as well. 20 MAs, most important for me. 20 MA is most important for me. Then we have the 50 and the 200 MAs. So 20 MA, 50 MA, and 200 MA. And how do we define our direction? 20 MA on the hourly. Below, sell. Above, buy. So the circles, going back to the circles, always the 20 MA, and we adjust accordingly. So you can see here, 20 MA on the daily. Drop to the 4 hour. Right here, 20 MA. 20 MA. And 1 hour. 20 MA. This one got smaller, don't know why. But you get the point. So if we do happen to go bullish, these would be the targets for today, for the bulls. The circles, the 20 MAs. At the moment, I would not be bullish. We would be bearish. Candles are 1 hour candles are below the 20 MA, so we're looking for sells. If we were to go bullish, what would I be looking for? If we had confirmation, I would only be interested in. We have support here. Supports, we always want to go where there are multiple touches, imbalances, or rejections. So here, If we were to go bullish today, I would be looking for a break. So if you want to play it safe, a break out of this zone. Go for 1-to-1. That would be a perfect buy. Perfect setup for me. I think I went over the basics. Do we have any questions? Charles, do you have any questions?
No, that's all pretty crystal clear, bud.
Okay, let me go over to the YouTube chat, see if anyone has any questions. If you have any questions, you guys can put it in now. And in Telegram, is there anyone with us? No, just me and you. Okay. So, as we wait to see if there's any questions, we can pull up my MT5 and see what's happening in the markets. Did you take any trades today, Charles?
No, nothing yet. Nothing yet at all. Just been observing.
Nice. My targets were hit yesterday for the week, so I'm gonna chill unless there's something that is shouting at me to take.
Juicy. We'll get some movement a bit later on today.
Yeah, we have news today too. We have Powell later on, so we might get some movement today.
I was a bit skeptical of shorting gold earlier.
What is gold doing? Yeah, it's just way too low.
It's kind of ranging, but it's getting tighter and tighter, and then we'll get a big move one way or another today. It's just a question of which way.
Yeah, and
if
when
the news comes out bullish, but we know where gold's going.
Let's look the gold chart. I think we broke through the bottom of the channel yesterday, right? I had a channel set up. Oh no, not yet. We didn't reach it yet.
No. We've just been bouncing along the bottom since yesterday, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's been hovering around the bottom of that liquidity zone that I shared with you guys yesterday. There's still room to the downside on this channel, but it's fallen so much, man. There's no retracements.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially with gold. You put a trade in and it just fucking bolts the opposite direction. Excuse the language.
Plus we have news in a bit, right? Let me look at news.
Well, yeah, well, it'd be interesting just to see what happens with the dollar today, where it could potentially end up if the news is bullish for the dollar. I mean, it's going to go, it'd be interesting to see where the next sentences are.
Yeah, we have GDP today. GDP, and then we have Powell later on, right? Yeah, Powell later on. Oh man, Powell's at market close, man. That's annoying. That's annoying. Powell's gonna speak after market closes. Alright, let's get back to the gold chart. See if we can. Yeah, it's too choppy today, man.
US 30's barcoding above the MAs at the minute.
You said US 30?
On the 5 minute anyway.
US 30. Yeah, US 30. This is similar to yesterday. US 30 was above the 20 EMA on the hourly, and Nasdaq was below. And then we finally found the true direction. One lagged a bit at market open, which was good because I was able to get the US 30 tank on market open. Then I got the Nasdaq later on. Good thing Nasdaq lagged.
Yeah, I missed that. I was a bit upset about that.
Can't catch them all, man. It's not
Nice
Pokemon.
play.
It's not Pokemon Go.
No, I know. Look at too many things at one go confuses the mind a bit. It's best just
Yeah.
to focus. The US 30 seems to be my main focus. It's when it moves, it moves. It just keeps going in the same direction. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's passing off the 20 right now on the hourly chart.
US 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is some nice room to go up to the upside. Probably the top of the liquidity area. We could see like 150 pips today, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be a big move.
There should be some kind of retracement, man. We've been falling for what, 7 days, 8 days now?
Yeah.
Let's look at the daily's waking.
Think
Wow.
it'd be due, wouldn't you?
It bounced from, it crossed the bottom of the channel but recovered in the daily. Look at that daily, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you would think at least a retracement to the mid of this channel, which would be the top, close to the top of the liquidity.
Well, at least to the middle of the channel, huh? And then see how it reacts.
Yeah, exactly. That would be my expectation. We are riding close to the bottom of the channel. I like this break. Break of the channel, then recovered. It recovered on the daily, right? Yeah, it recovered on the daily. That was nice.
It's bang on S1 as well, support 1.
I like.
Bounced.
I like it, man. This is like the worst time to be trading that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, everything will fucking barcode until news. It's not worth, scalping, but it's, it's just not worth trying to enter anything to sit on for a few hours.
Yeah, exactly. We mostly get chopper on this time.
Yeah. But no, it's very helpful seeing the setup. I had a general idea, but it's good to have it explained properly. Thank you for that.
Yeah, all good, man. Jesus. Yeah, the risk isn't there either. 1-to-1 would be down here. It's too risky at this point.
Yeah, there's just too many possibilities.
Yeah, look at it already tanking. Yeah, 30-minute candle's gonna close. Yeah, it's too risky. I would have liked that break though. If that we could have got that break, we could have aimed for the top of the liquidity, which is the 20 MA on the 4-hour. That would have been a nice play. Oh, I just remembered, there is something that I forgot about the candlesticks. Candlestick patterns are important as well. I like it mostly on gold. Gold is what likes to do it most. Let's see if I can find a pattern so I can demonstrate the demo. I talked about a little bit about this on the last live session, but since I'm doing a full description,
I think US 30 is about to tank down to 33,700. Looking on Bookmap, it looks like the sellers are where it is now.
Yeah. The thing is, we have this bottom of this channel, man.
To go.
So we have two. Like I said before, we have the liquidity zone, so that could be where it's aiming for. But we also have the bottom of the channel, man. It's just too close to the bottom of the channel for me to take this trade, unless you're like looking for a scalp or something. And we still haven't broken out of this circle, and that's something that's important for me. I want to break out of this circle. It does look like a bearish engulfing, but this is we're just 1 minute into the new 30-minute candle. Looks nice though. Bearish engulfing. Is there a
Yeah, I
wick?
know it's funny watching this book map. You can really see, you know, when it's about to tank, you see what's to come in, and it just tanks
Yeah, the target. Yeah,
super quick. And watching it,
that's
you're
something.
watching it hyperactively, you can really catch good scalps with it.
Yeah, that's something good about book math. You can see where prices they're aiming for. So what I was gonna last thing I was gonna mention was candle closes and opens. So for example, we have this here. So what do you notice on candles? You on each candle you usually have wicks to the top and to the bottom.
Yeah,
And very rarely what happens is you'll get a candle that doesn't have a wick. So what does that usually mean? Usually means the next hour it's gonna probably wick down and create the wick that wasn't created. So as you can see here, there was a wick on the top, there was no wick on the bottom. Hourly closed, went down, created the wick from the previous candle, and then rocketed. So there's going to be some instances where it won't come back and create the wick, like here, this red candle here. There was no wick to the upside, there was no wick to the downside. It kept going, created no wick, kept going, and
I just stepped in.
eventually we will get a pullback somewhere. Which didn't happen this time, but most of the time it does come back and attempt to create a pullback to create that wick. Let's see if I can find a better example, because this week has just been complete downfall. Something like choppy, where we get choppy action, like here. No wick created, but the next candle made the wick, and then it pulled back. Let's see if we can find another example here. This one right here. No wick to the upside. When it closed, next hourly candle pulled back. Sometimes it won't create the whole wick to the upside, but there's usually a pullback on the next candle. So you got that example here. No wick to the downside. Next candle pulled back up. Let's see if we can find another example where it happens. This one never came back. Here on this one example. So it actually happened multiple times. No wick to either side. Here we get the candle open. Went to the high. There was a little bit of wick there. Can't really count that one. Oh, one with no wick. Here, this one. Candle closed. No wick to the downside. Went up. Eventually created it. Not on the next hour, but on the second hour. Created the wick to the downside. So usually when there's a candle with no wick, there's usually a pullback. Here example, there was a pullback. Wasn't a big pullback, but there was a pullback. So you always want to look for a pullback when there's no wicks on when there isn't two wicks on the candle.
Yeah, just to fill the wick, basically.
Yeah, basically. Or if it doesn't fill the wick or doesn't create the wick, it usually will pull back on the next candle, next hourly candle. Here, for example, oh, no, that has a wick. Let's see if we can find some other more. Here, no wick to the bottom. Next candle didn't help, but it did make a pullback on 2 hours later on the second hour after. Obviously, it's not going to pull back all the way every time, but there should be some pullbacks when there is no wicks to the candle. Here's a nice. Oh, this is a nice example. So wick to the downside, no wick to the upside. Next hourly, created the wick and then pulled all the way back down. Let's see if we can find more examples. Just trying to prove a point. Here, no wick to the downside, barely made a wick to the upside. Wicks down, got about what 30% of the previous candle. Let's see if we can get one last example. Here, this one, no wick to the upside, Next hourly candle pulled back just a bit, about 30% as well. So on the next hourly, when there's no wicks, usually look for the next hour should usually make a retracement. Not a full retracement, but some kind of retracement on the next candle. Here, another example. No wick to the downside. Next candle pulls up about 30%, and then goes all the way back down. I think I pretty much. Here's another example. Last example, I promise. No wick to the upside. Next candle, wicked up, pulled down, and that's where it came all the way back down. So you want to look for those kind of patterns as well. I said it on the hourly, but it works on the 30-minute, works on the hourly, works on the 4-hour, works on the daily. I'm not going to go through it. I pretty much covered it, yeah. You guys pretty much understand what happened. That's something I like to look for as well, at least for scalps at least. And if you're lucky, you get a full reversal. US 30 trying to break down, brother.
Want to note at these times of these wicks that it's probably bouncing off an MA on another time frame.
Yeah. $15, no MAs to hold it. Look at US 30. Oh wow, that was beautiful,
Still
man.
tanking, yeah, still tanking.
It broke through all the MAs on the 15. What about the 5? Oh, on the 5 as well. Ooh, oh, it broke through the 200 on the 1 minute.
Yeah, 33,704 is what I've got written down here.
Wow, brother, that would have been a nice trade.
Current price 779 on my chart.
Repeat the number. You kind of cut
So
out.
the numbers all differ.
Repeat your number.
It's 780 currently, and the one it's heading for is, let's just say 33,700.
Okay, so 80 pips about. So about 80 pips, right?
Yeah, it's basically at this morning's bottom.
Okay.
Where it's looking for, I would say.
Mm-hmm. That was a sell, brother. That was a sell.
And then below that, 33,580, but that's a long way away for now.
That's like 200 pips, right?
Yeah, it's a big move.
200 pips from
possible.
here, 350 about. So yeah, about the full liquidity. 350 is around here, around this area. So possibly the double bottom, which we were mentioning before. What chart was I using before? Vantage, right?
I'm sure if we chart it out now, it'll be bang on a trend line as well.
Look at the trade, brother.
I'm just looking.
Look at Nasdaq.
I'm just looking.
Look at it go. So guys, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys can see that right off the bat, the strategy, how it works. We would be currently running. It's running 20 pips, 21 pips right now.
What is it doing? It's diving.
Like I said, I probably wasn't going to be taking any trades today. I hit my targets yesterday for the week, but just so you guys can see, trade I would have been looking for at the moment running 15 pips. This would be my TP1, which is the bottom of the wick, or near it as at least. TP1, TP2, top of the liquidation zone, and full TP could go to the bottom or 1-to-1. I am ignoring the chat. I'm not sure if anyone left any questions. Hello, Andre. How are you, brother? Any questions from people from YouTube? If not, we'll end the session, and I'll save the video for future reference.
Good. Thank you for the chat, bud.
Oh,
Very
good, brother.
indeed.
If you have, if you wanna jump off, you're more than welcome to. If you want to stick around, you're also more than welcome to. I'm just waiting for YouTube, see if anyone has any questions. If not, I'll end the session. I'll go on with my day. No trading for me today.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair. I've got a couple of bits to do, and I thought I'd just see how everything reacts to the news.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not really feeling trading right now, to be honest. Just want to see what happens, gets taken out, and then react from that.
Yeah, I feel you. Let me go over to YouTube. Three people. There's only 2 people watching. I think everyone's jumping off. There was 3. There was 4. Back to 2. Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're done, brother.
Good, man. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Enjoy the rest of your trading day, brother.
Cheers, dude.
All right, for everyone that's here on YouTube, if you're watching the recorded version, hit that like button, subscribe button. We do live trading sessions. Just turn this music off, everything off. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Corey. You can find me on Twitter at Corey_Korea. You can find me on Instagram, InvestInGIFT. You guys can find me on Telegram, InvestInGIFT. You guys can find me on YouTube, here on YouTube, or on Twitch, InvestInGIFT. Hit that like button. We'll do some live trading sessions going on in the future. And I think that's pretty much it. And now we can end the session. Thanks for joining, guys.